Pro Cup, the first ever
America's
professional
Pro Cup.
women's series in the world.
This is the second match of the first professional women's series in the world, and today we are here in Seattle.
You are here today to witness history and a thrilling encounter between Team America and Team Europe.
Of the Seattle
World-class
skyline, the
Ultimate has arrived in Seattle. This is game number 2
Riot
of the America's Pro
the
Cup.
Eurostars. Riot come into
Representing
this match,
Team America today,
the Titans of the scene, holding their title since 2014. They again take it home this year in 2018. A team that certainly knows how to peak at the right time. And it would seem the Eurostars have been fated to meet them in their prime. Eurostars come into this match with their first win of the campaign against Madison and 2 Pro Americas points on the board. When these teams matched up last year, it was Riot who came home with the win, demonstrating that characteristically unforgiving offense. I'm joined here today by Gabby Piyoye. Let's get straight into it, Gabby. How are Riot going to be approaching this game after that massive win and being the best team in the world right now?
Honestly, I personally feel like they got it. They're strong. Their grit is so strong. Their grit is like full of power, and their determination to coming into this game so excited and so strong. It's just so exciting to see what they have and what they have to bring.
Right, I mean, their performance at Worlds was
outstanding.
Absolutely outstanding. Really kind of wiped the floor with most of the teams.
Yeah.
I believe the hardest challenges they got were from the US teams, from the likes of Molly Brown and Fury. Do you think the Eurostars have a chance of upsetting them today?
I don't think so. I feel like Riot's got it in the bag today. I have so much faith in them. Although that the Eurostars are looking so strong with where they're coming from like small communities to bringing it into, coming and play into big stages. It's pretty exciting to see what both of them have to bring on tonight.
Absolutely, and as you can see now, just the depth and range of this Eurostar squad. They've literally come from all corners of Europe.
Yes.
You see how many flags are flying there. We're going from right to left or left to right. Which way is the camera going? Let's go left to right. So we've got Portugal, Denmark, Holland, the Netherlands, Germany, Russia, Switzerland, Italy, Great Britain, Ireland, Spain, and Latvia. That's 13 nations represented by a roster of 16 of Europe's elite athletes. So who are the players on Riot that you're most excited to see tonight, Gabby?
I am very excited to see Jack Virtue mess it up on the field tonight. Just watching them play at this college level and then seeing them here in like Memorial Stadium rocking it on Riot, it's just so crazy. Like, just my idol.
Well, yeah, we had a quick chat with Amy on the sideline, Amy Kawai.
Yes.
Another one of your idols, I know.
Very much one of my idols.
And what did she have to say about how Riot were feeling coming into this game? I remember her saying, it really tickled me.
Yeah.
That they were going to. She was expecting some very filthy moments. I'm sure Jacques Verjus will be responsible for many of those.
Yeah.
How are Riot feeling coming into this game?
You can tell they're just filled with so much energy and so much fire. And I remember Amy telling me how she's excited to see the battle between Seattle and Europe, and how she's really excited to play against these new players and see how much this team and community has grown throughout the years, and just a lot of excitement that's being brought on tonight.
Exactly, this event itself is just testament to how much our sport has grown in a really, really rapid rate of time. And very exciting to see, like you said, new talent, new styles of play showcased here. And as we can see from the roster, it's a pretty pretty
big.
lengthy roster.
Yes,
It's
pretty
taken up a
big.
lot on my screen here. It's definitely a lot shorter, as you'll see when the Eurostars roster come up. But we are missing a few key players for Riot tonight. We're missing the likes of Alyssa Weatherford, Callie.
Kelly Ma.
Yeah, Callie Ma. Unfortunately, heartbreakingly, we hear tore her ACL. Practicing just before Worlds already. And so here we have it. Here we have the Eurostars roster. All 16 of them.
16.
Yeah. And also have the previous stats. So I know the Eurostars are coming into this game knowing that Riot's offensive game is the strongest in the world. And their last match in Madison was a great start to the campaign. But we did see some teething problems in the last game. There was definitely some hesitation in the cutting, and that's understandable with a team that's been chucked together so quickly. They've not had much time to train. But it's really important in this game. We see those handlers older than you being very patient with the disc, seeing those open pockets and taking them, not being baited to put up some dicey or rush deep shots. So as we saw the stats up there before, Sarah Melvin had a fabulous opening game. She hails from Ireland. Very, very athletic player. Used to play basketball and hockey at a very high level. And it'd be wonderful to see her have another excellent performance tonight. So here we have it. Excited, Gabby?
I'm very excited.
Very excited.
Get the show on the
Let's
road.
get this show on the road. So I can't quite see who has the disc. It looks like
Riot.
Riot. So we've got Riot starting on defense. And Eurostars on offense.
Charlie Mercer.
Charlie Mercer with the pool.
And there it goes.
And a bit of hesitation there from Eurostars to begin. And we see Riot setting up in a kind of sagging off the handlers. Up the line to Yanni Kappelman. Nice athletic grab there. And we've got the hammer straight away. Oh! And unfortunately unable to connect with Beck Swarf in the end zone, but really lovely vision there. It just dipped a little bit too early, didn't hang quite so much. Unfortunately, this isn't the start the Eurostars were hoping for, as we just discussed. We really wanted this to be a tidy, clean game because we know that Riot, and as I say it, Riot didn't think Riot was going to give them anything, but there's a lifeline there for the Eurostars.
The call was made.
Call on the throw. Riot disc.
A foul.
And so a foul was called, and Riot do retain possession of the disc. Great hustle there from the Eurostars. The big wingspan of Dina Domanskaya is very intimidating. And there's that deep shot. Is it going to be reeled in?
It is caught!
Oh, and reeled in
Riot score!
Great grab.
By Charlie Mercer, I believe. He was sandwiched there by a couple of Eurostars players, but
For Team America
absolutely unfazed.
You can see that backhand just ripping it to the end zone.
Charlie Mercer.
Charlie trying to aim for that, and she got it and pulled it down.
Fantastic read of the disc there. Really great minor last-minute adjustments. And so Riot coming up strong, and Riot starting with a break.
Yes, Riot is doing it. Looking strong coming out, right? First point of the game.
It's a really great positive start for Riot there. Not a complete opposite of what Eurostars are hoping for. You just need to take a breath, collect. You can see Beck Swarf there, pumping up that next offensive line. Very important that we don't let that first point affect the mental game. Bass receives the pull. Oh, phenomenal
nice
layout there
spin.
from Ines Brigel, keeping the disc alive, and great patience from this Eurostars offense. Waiting for those free passes. Here we found Katie fourth. And another patient throw up the line to. Here we have Selva Melvin. Laying it off. Lovely swing to bring the disc back to the centre of the pitch, giving the Eurostars as many options as possible.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Almost with that hand block.
fantastic hands there from, oh, we've got a pick call. Wonderful break there from Lucia Taylor. I believe we have another pick call.
Pick called.
So things are getting messy as the Eurostars knock on the door of the Riot end zone. Bass faking that scuba. Again, nice patience.
Oh, and
Ooh.
a nice D.
Great D there from Riot.
Nice pressure there, and the D by Maddie Gilbert. Team America with the miss.
Unfortunately, I think the Eurostars just rushing that last look. Isa Prado wasn't as free as you would like her to be, slotting it into the end zone there, but Riot now on the counter attack. And a very uncharacteristic turn there from Riot. But again, the lifeline is handed to Eurostars. Maya Milek there streaking in free. Katie fourth. And Eurostars seeming to find all this space in the centre of the field right now. And unfortunately the disc sails to the back of the end zone there, Selva Melvin.
You can see that Riot is.
There's a call on the field, not quite sure, can't see the hand signals. Okay, so it is a turn. Right, looking for that quick give and go.
Nice.
Lovely.
And
here it goes. Katie fourth tracking it down. Can she get there?
Oh,
Fantastic D from Katie fourth. Wonderfully tracked down.
Katie fourth with nice
Not
D
allowing
from
Mercer
there
to get
for Team Europe.
another point on the board.
Moving the disc back.
And that's the kind of big play we need for the Eurostars now.
You can also see how the Eurostars are having a lot of patience and working it up the field. A lot of their swings and their undercuts, giving Riot a hard time to keep up.
Absolutely, they've been doing a really good job of that, and then unfortunately just as getting that kind of end zone haze, and just that last pass, not making it in. So here we have Bass again, walking the disc up to the line. And a cheeky little scuba from Bass up the line to Milik, who lets one rip. Can Sarah Melvin reel this in?
Oh,
and she can! What a phenomenal grab.
Sarah
She seems to have
Melvin
come down and clattered her shoulder a little, but
Team Europe on the board.
I'm sure the adrenaline from that huge score is going to take some of the edge off that. Fantastic throw from Milik, ripping down the centre of the pitch. Fantastic speed from Melvin. Look at that strong body up in the air against some of the best in the world. And Melvin starting this performance just as strongly as she ended it in Madison 2 days ago. So how well do you know the members of Riot, Gabby?
I mean, being like, young, I have been coached by a lot of these players, and I have met a lot of these of some of the Riot players, and just knowing that I've grown up watching them play and fantasizing over how they play and like being able to be watching it, it's like still unreal to know that I know a lot of these legends. I've been touched and coached by these legends.
What a privilege. And here we go, this goes up, so 1 apiece. Here, 8 minutes into the game. And both teams have showed a few wobbles.
Oh,
and here we go, letting rip.
Yes, and is being pulled down.
Have we seen by Rachel Bradshaw. They pull it down and the score is reeled in by number 10.
Wow Cam brings it in after a huge huck from Lucy Williams. Team America up.
Oh, number 19, my apologies. Hannah Krollkamp. That was a great quick point there from Riot. It's taken us 8 minutes to get 1 apiece on the board and less than a minute for Riot to slot one in. And that's the kind of clinical offense we're used to seeing from this team. So yeah, tell me more about who on Riot has coached you and when, because you're a Seattle local.
Yeah.
Yeah, born and bred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Born here.
Lucky thing, lucky thing.
Yes. Been coached by Nora Landry. She coached me just this season, my high school season. Just awesome to be around. So positive and bright.
Here goes up to be reeled in by Lucia Tell. One of the new additions to the Eurostars squad this year from Spain. Had a very successful campaign at World Beach last year with the Spanish team. Oh, and a fantastic D there.
And a nice D.
Making that run through look easy.
The block by Kelly Johnson.
D there from Kelly Johnson, who gets the disc back in play.
Ooh.
Lovely offload. And making it look easy.
And Team America turns it into a score.
Swinging it around to the opposite side of the pitch. And slotted it in. Again, another quick offensive point from Riot.
That was Nora, my coach.
That was your coach. Hola.
See Kelly Johnson
Great.
with a nice run through D.
Really well read. Really
that
putting pressure on the Eurostars handlers. They really didn't get out of their half of field at all in that point.
It's Samia with the assist with a nice inside look to Nora. That was pretty nice.
Lovely. So you see Riot get at a 2-point margin now on the board. And these margins count in this Pro America Cup series this year. The format's slightly different to last year. Last year it was more a series of individual games, and it was a kind of a rated on a win-loss, how many wins for Eurostars, how many wins for the American clubs. This time it's a points-based system. I'll explain more after this point. Here we have Nikki Prion on the disc for the Eurostars. And Eurostars looking for that quick give and go, but don't seem to find it. Thankfully, Ines Brugel is in the middle. Sorry, Laura Ferolfi. And here we have Leona One ripped to another free
Oh,
That's
she
Lasma
pulled that
Kublitska
down.
reeling it in for the score.
Lasma Kublitska with a nice read and a nice grab. Team Europe.
The flow that the Eurostars
take
had,
two to
just
give
finding little
Seattle Riot
pockets
Team
and
America's
pockets and
3.
ripping that.
Wonderful. Kublitska has some great yards there. Had to slow down a little and make that adjustment as the disc hung, and you can see that fierce Riot defense closing in on her, but did a great job of keeping quiet, keeping calm and reeling that disc down confidently. Lasma reigns from Latvia. She's probably quite an idol in the Latvian ultimate scene. She's been playing since 10 years old.
Yes.
Yeah. Introduced to the game by her mum, who's her biggest fan. Absolute biggest fan. We were in the car today, back from training, and I was sitting next to Lasma, and she said her mum's already watched the Madison game 3 times.
3 times.
3 times. And obviously she was watching it live, which in Latvia was, I think, about 2, 3 a.m. But thankfully she's a school teacher, so she's on summer vacation right now, so she can afford to stay up on all night.
Oh, and a nice layup there.
Wonderful physicality there from both teams, and the pressure from Ines Bugel forcing Riot to make a huge play on the disc, and it was enough to get the turn. Maya Millet coming out, centering the disc. Showing great patience, and Bass manages to reel it in. Again, Bass using that cheeky scuba to reset that disc. Eurostars staying patient, this is what we like to see. And again, a scuba for the score. It was great vision. Unfortunately, Melvin unable to get the footing to make a play on it. But unfortunately, that's a turn that the Eurostars didn't want. They wanted to be more clinical in this point. And Riot may punish them for that now. And here we go. Right, ripping another big one.
Yes, and it is caught.
Can't quite see the numbers, unfortunately. Patient reset, and a beautiful floating pass into the end zone. And that makes it 4-2 to Riot now.
4-2.
I think that was Hannah.
Hannah Kurkamp again.
She gets the reset and gets that big up line for the score.
I believe that's Kurkamp's second point now of the game. So we've got a timeout called. I'd imagine this is from the Eurostars. Again, that was a turnover they didn't want on that end zone. We saw at the start of the game, Riot did make a few mistakes, but they're really not showing those now, right?
Yep.
They're looking pretty tight. So it's really important that Hannah's old and new on this Eurostars team are being patient now. Continuing to just see those pockets of space and be very sure when they're putting that disc up. So here we have the point system that I was explaining earlier. So for a win in the Eurostars, in the America's Pro Cup, if you win by 1 point, you get 1 America's Pro point. If you win by 2 to 3, you get 2 points. And if you win by 4 or more, you get 3 points. So coming out of the last game to Madison Heist, with a result of 15-12, that puts Eurostars currently ahead at 2-0. So if Riot are able to maintain this 2-point margin, perhaps they'll obviously be looking to edge that further they could come out of this game with Team America in the lead with 3 points. And so the Eurostars know it's incredibly important to stem that flow. If they can see out this game with a win, that's obviously absolutely huge and the desired result, but if they're unable to do that, it's really about keeping that margin as tiny as possible so they're going into the next games on a much stronger footing. So you have Olivia Howe on the disc from Switzerland. We're seeing some nice flow here from the Eurostars.
Lots of give and goes.
Lots of give and goes, lots of space being generated. Ooh! Right, nearly disrupted that flow there.
The pick.
Pick called. For Rolfie. And Dumanskaya with the around and the score for Yanni Kappelman in acres of space. Wonderful layoff there to Dumanskaya. Very Russian style of resetting actually and opening up that break side.
You can see
Open side in fact. Break side,
around.
pardon, break side. So the break side of the pitch is where the side of the pitch that the force is trying to protect. And we can see the Eurostars there. Effectively, you can either measure up to that mark and take it on with some nice low throws and around throws, or you can choose to lay it off behind and swing it to the other side of the pitch, as the Eurostars demonstrated there. And Scarampy with the pull. Managing to find.
She wanted that.
And the big long disc goes up again. Oh, and a huge defensive play there from Katie Forth.
Nice pressure on the knee there by Katie Forth. Eurostars.
Smashing that disc away out of the hands of Charlie Mercer.
Got scared for a second. You can see that nice
Look at that. Huge full body extension. And Katie Forth is a phenomenal player. She's had a really, really interesting career in physiology. Here we have another pick called, I believe. Or foul call, sorry. Les Brugel with the disc to Scarampy. Scarampy waits patiently again, finds Bass. She wants to hit that line straight away, but no one's there. Looking to get it to the other side of the pitch and does well to find Forth, who sends it up to the end zone for Scarampy, who reels in the score just as the disc was dying away. But Francesca Scarampy is the one you want to be seeing in the end zone. You know she will do everything to reel in that disc. We've seen huge plays from her in the last campaign. I think Scarampy had plays in the game for almost half of the matches of the last tour. And here she is.
just flying back, and she just got the determination to run after it.
So I hear you're a pretty baller player yourself, Gabby. What's your style? You get those big grabs?
I try. Sometimes butters just appear on my hands, but you know, just try to grab them. 2-hand catches.
Yeah?
That's what I learned.
Cool. So here we have it. Back level peg-ins for a piece. And so this Eurostars D-line will be hoping to get that break and hoping to take the lead for the first time in this game. And we're seeing the Eurostars set up in a zone. Sarah Ackland from Sweden heading up that chase, trying to contain this Riot offense, who are looking very comfortable with the give and goes.
Just want to keep the disc moving.
Well contained here by the Eurostars. Riot looking very comfortable. I mean, they look like they could do this all day, but they've managed to find some ground, and here goes up the big shot to Molly McKean in acres of space. Really great patient play there. That was some good containment in the initial stages there from the Eurostar zone, but as soon as Riot found that hole, they just punished immediately. Wonderful cross pitch huck there.
Hey, regardless, if there's a zone, there's one person that's always open.
Right.
That happened to be Molly McKean, waiting in the end zone.
So we're very fortunate arriving in Seattle yesterday to have a session at Ren Fitness. Here she's a bit of a local legend. Have you ever had the pleasure of having a session with Ren?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. I remember going there for like training for YCC.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's really fun just helping take care of your body and also like getting out there and like working out, especially like with my teammates. It's really fun. Nice
And
pull.
here we have pull there that just about lands in bounds, so Lucy Hotel will take it from the sideline.
You can see Riot's now pulling his own.
Eurostars managing to find some ground. And the look of the disc. Bass streaking up the pitch. Great running from Bass, and a wonderful put into Isa Prado in acres of space. That was a fantastic point from Paula Bass. Sprinting up, laying off that disc, sprinting up, making that continuation cut. Hard and fast. And excellent timing from Isa Prada. Bass just sailed that disc straight into her path. And a great point there from the Eurostars. So still at level peggings. And we're hoping to see some strong defensive plays to get those breaks. So what kind of stuff does Ren get you doing at a fitness session that you've experienced?
A lot of lifting, a lot of self-care, and most definitely like a lot of like mental strength.
Okay.
Just like working on like how it's all mind over matter and how you can do this and how you can do that. It's just like all how you contain it like within yourself.
Cool. So have you felt very pushed in a Ren session to do things that you didn't think you were able to do before?
Yeah, most definitely. Didn't think I could lift like 15 pounds.
Nice. Cool, so the ball has landed out of bounds here, and we can see Riot's chosen to brick it. So they're going to walk it into the centre of the pitch where the brick mark is. Well got free there. Immediately trying to look for that deep shot, but strong flat mark from Hauser. Great mark there from Laura Ferolfi. And there's a call, I believe it's a pick call. So when there's a pick, the players discuss where the stall count was and agree together on when to call back in the disc. So that's why we can see some chat there between Demanskaya and Riot. Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
A great
save.
physical bid there from Nikki Priyan and Jack Vergeau, but Jack Vergeau, great dominant player. You saw, had a phenomenal performance at Worlds, unfazed. And here we go
Nice.
for the Riot score.
Fires it in to Lindsay Wilson.
With Lindsay Wilson reeling that one in for Riot. What did you like about that point there, Gabby?
Jack's bid. Always gotta be that.
Getting the impression she's one of your faves. They're one of your
course.
faves, apologies.
My favorite. Just watching Jack, just look at that. Bam!
Wow. Yeah, great strong body there. Could feel the pressure of Nikki Priyan on their shoulder, but ran out with full extension, made sure they got there first. So, neither team able to get a break at the moment. Maybe this is Riot's time to get their second of the game. So today's game will be a game to 15, the ultimate structure that we're very familiar with. The AUDL operates a little bit differently with a timed quarter system, but there's no time cap on this game today. So the first of 15 will be crowned the winner. It looks like we've got a saggy, loose handler mark here. We managed to find the hole. But Riot have managed to stem that flow, and Eurostars are back in their own half of the pitch.
See Riot flowed back to person. Strong defense coming up from Riot.
Four finds Bass on the line. Again, Bass teasing us with a bit of flair. And here it comes.
Oh!
To Sarah Melvin in the end zone.
The hammer.
Big smile from Melvin.
You can
Bass.
see she was looking for a lot of options, and she was like, all right, the hammer's the only option I got.
And executed perfectly. I think caught Riot a bit off guard there. They were quite close to this, but I just don't think they were expecting it. And doesn't look like Melvin does either, but smiles all around as Eurostars stay well in this game, and we're still trading at this stage. And it's Eurostars' turn to try and break the deadlock and get another break and take the lead in this game. So how did you get involved in Ultimate, Gabby? You're still a very young player, and you seem to have achieved a great deal of things.
I got into Ultimate my 6th grade year. Just
Uh-huh.
a bunch of friends and family that were playing. It's just like, oh, who throws plates around, you know? So I was just like, might as well give it a shot, and I'm still here.
And here you are,
Yeah.
in the commentary booth. What a huge, great trajectory. And here we have Riot steaming up the pitch, already
Oh.
2/3 in, about 5 seconds is the point, and
Oh my God.
great defense there from Nikki Priyan.
Great tee there
Jack
by the
Verjeu.
Eurostars.
This time she comes out on top on this matchup.
Nikki
And
Priyan
Eurostars
with
have got the
that
turn and will be eager to make this conversion.
You can see that the Eurostars are really comfortable, like also working it up the sideline as well.
Yeah, it's really lovely to see how much trust has been manifested in this team.
Yeah, especially how long like they've been playing against
Ooh. Great flying bid there from
a pick.
Maddie Gilbert. Is that Gilbert? Was I saying that right?
Gilbert.
Let's go Gilbert.
Yeah.
Let's go Gilbert. Apologies, Maddie.
Looks like a contested foul. Maddie Gilbert flying by.
Looks like a contested foul. The
Match
disc has
number
gone back.
7. Eurostars will retain the disc.
And again, as before, we have the discussion on what stall counter will come in on. It looks like on 2 seconds. Someone's got the line to Ferolfi. Looking to get that disc back again.
Oh, and a nice.
And a great bid there, but without the force. Riot was left a little exposed, but unfortunately Eurostars weren't able to profit from that.
Oh, and it's
And the
up.
Bex forced it.
Oh.
Let's rip, and can Yanni Capelman back it up? Unfortunately not. A real shame there. I think Bex Force was looking for that disc to hang much more than it did, because Yanni was in acres of space, but that died far too quickly for her to get there, unfortunately. So Riot patiently moving that disc amongst the handlers. Great movement there from Titcombe. And she lets rip with a huge and Jack Verjeu versus 3 Eurostars players. There was only one ending to that story.
Yes.
And an effortless high release sidearm.
See Gina, a little celebration.
Gina Titcombe in the end zone. He'd run the length of the pitch after letting rip that huck to Jack. And that's a wonderful point there for Riot.
You can see that nice backhand rip. You can see 2 Eurostars. Oh, 3 of them. 3 defenders, and she just goes up with ease. Jack doing her job, you know?
Excellently read, completely unfazed by the encroaching defense. And a bit of calm swag with that assist there.
That nice high release forehand.
Titcombe felt that heat there, needed to fan off. So we should take this opportunity to thank a couple of our sponsors on this tour. Obviously the mighty Fulcrum Media, bringing you these games. They can be found on the Facebook page, on the AUDL page, on YouTube also. We have big thanks to Lucky Grass for providing Team Europe with their unmissable kits. Big fan of the bright colours. It's definitely something that inspires my trainer collection or sneaker collection, as you'd call it in the States. So a great competitive game we have here.
Just scoring back and forth.
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, just the battle, back and forth.
A nice challenge for the world champions, who had 2 weeks off, I believe Amy said.
Yeah. 2 weeks and then 1 week to just get back in shape.
So
A lot of
Milik struggling to hit some Eurostar shirts in the middle, but finds Bass. Bass reset.
a pick.
Pick call, I believe. Cool. Some discussion of this back in. With Ines Brijel streaking in under acres of space. But that Riot D is tightened up. It's finding it hard to lay off, but finds Scarampy. Oh, and jammed up that open side. Wonderful outstretched hands of Maya Milik wrapping around the Riot defender.
It's a nice inside break. Oh, and a nice attempted bid. Getting
Lucio,
goosebumps. So
Lucio taking on that break side, but unfortunately that just didn't hang quite enough for Ines Brijel. So Riot have a chance to increase this margin to 2 points.
just Riot working up the sideline.
Yeah, Eurostars will be wanting to look to tighten that open side defense up.
Ooh. Foul
And I
call.
believe there's a call. Yeah, foul looks pretty uncontested. So the disc will start on 0 for an uncontested foul.
Foul on the throw, Riot disc.
Oh, on 3, my apologies. Right, swinging it around into the centre of the pitch. Taking on that break side.
Ooh.
Bass biting a little too hard, but
Nice. Ooh.
oh, a bit of a clash in the end zone, but
Oh!
lovely leading pass there from Riot, but just a little bit too out of the reach for number 31, Stephanie Lim. Big strong force from Riot, trying to stop those big puts that Bass had, but it's not stopped Scarampy.
Oh!
He finds Ines Brijel, and
Nice.
Portuguese to Spanish. Our Southern European Mediterranean contingent there, finding the connection.
Takes us to half.
First year for both of these ladies on the Eurostars team. We see there that disc out of reach of Riot. Eurostars punishing with the counter attack. So how much do you know about these Eurostars players, Gabby?
Not much. Not much. I mean, talked to a few of them before the game started. And it was pretty cool knowing like where everybody came from and like what their experience has been and like how they felt, and it's just so interesting because like I don't think I've ever like met like a person from out of state or like out of country to even like, you know, come down here and like play like some ultimate. It's just so, it's cool.
Yeah, wonderful. We had a little chat with Bex Forth just before the game started. This tour was her brainchild, and she's, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the many, many hours of the days she puts into making this such a slick operation.
One more point till half, right? One more point
Right.
till half. 0-0, game to 1. Ooh, and a turn.
And that's a quick turn from Riot. Just feeding too far in front. Eurostars Squeezing it up that line, but with the big figure of Domayanska, you're confident.
Oh, and a pick. A lot of picks.
A lot of picks. So for anyone at home that doesn't know, what is a pick, Gabby?
I'm pretty sure it's when your defender and offender like get separated.
And there we have a hammer for the score.
And the score with Euro taking half.
What a way to break. Olivia Hauser there, looking to get into the end zone. Eyes on the end zone the whole time. Sees the opportunity.
A hammer for another option.
And hammer to Sarah Eklund from Sweden. What a great bit of spice to see out this half. So here we have it, Eurostars taking the half, 8-7. Riot, the host, on the back pedal. So Eurostars break their happy smiles in this Brazil Priyan hugging. High fives all around. We're going to take a short break as we look at the highlights from the match 2 days ago, and we'll be back with you shortly. So we rejoin you at half-time during our Empowerment Champion Awards. And these awards will happen at each of the Pro Americas Cup games in each city that we attend. And this is an award to recognise individuals who in the local community have paid an invaluable contribution to empowering women and girls and adding value by improving, developing, inspiring, promoting and supporting female athletes. And that's exactly in line with the ethos of the whole Eurostars tour, creating more visibility, creating more discussion around the direction of women's ultimate. And so here in Seattle, we've got 2 award winners. First of which I believe is Hannah Kawai. We can see the award ceremony now. Bex Forth presenting the certificates. These certificates are signed by both Bex Forth herself, who started this Eurostars tour, and a legend who needs no introduction, Robin Wiseman. So Hannah Kawai is one of the founders of the Age Up movement organisation, and Hannah contributes to gender equity by working with youth from Seattle's South End at the local intersection of ultimate and social justice. This organisation is pushing forward essential conversations about the world we live in now and how it could be transformed by young people, and particularly young people of colour. And our second empowerment champion of this evening is Linda Horne. Linda Horne embodies community organising and social justice work. As a South End Ultimate player since the 6th grade, Linda has been a pivotal organiser for her programmes as a player, alumni and coach. A key curious MC in Franklin High School, as well as Age Up since its inception in 2010. She's always advocating for the young people in her community, particularly around racism, sexism, classism, gentrification. Say hi to her at the Cleveland High School attendance office with her new South End Women's Club team, and empower and decolonise. Love it. So I'm going to leave you now with some entertainment from YCC Ultimate. I'll be back with you shortly.
Big D by Sophie, and the Dark team scores first, 1-0 Dark. Dark with another score, goes up 2-0 with 4 minutes remaining in this game. Again, it's a 20-minute halftime. Fans, enjoy this game here, and also know that there is a bake sale out on the concourse from Yes Ultimate Program. That's Youth Elite Summer Ultimate Program. Go support their bake sale. It's a program seeking to elevate the level of Youth Ultimate. Support them, and there's plenty of merchandise for sale on the concourse as well. 2-1 dark. Heated match here. Just under 2.5 minutes remaining. And these players are representing the under 20 YCC teams from Disc Northwest, representing Seattle, as the U20 girls team Sauce and the U20 mixed team Bankroll. Big ups for Disc Northwest and our YCC competitors representing Seattle and showing you why they're going to be the next generation of women ultimate players to be showcased here. And the light team ties it up. Laura Toe again with the score. That's 2-2. We're going to call this the last point of the showcase game. This is for all of the marbles. You didn't even know there were marbles, but there are. And this is for all of them. And the light team with the comeback victory. And that's going to finish it. Seattle Riot cheering on. Let's give a big hand for all of our YCC competitors. Showcasing the strength of Youth Ultimate right here in Seattle. And probably plenty of future Riot players out there on the field.
And welcome back. Big holler there for Gabby, my co-commentator, seeing out that game in style with the big hammer assist. Oh, I'm like a proud mother hen up here. What a star. So, second half about to kick off in 3 minutes' time. You can see Riot warming up, they're getting into zone. We'll have a quick recap of the game so far. Riot opened up this game with a break. Looking very strong. Not the start the Eurostars wanted at all. I know they didn't want to let that offensive game slip. They didn't want to give anything to Riot. They knew they were going to be unforgiving from the start. And Riot took that margin at its height to 4-2 lead. But then the Eurostars defense got their hustle on with some wonderful plays. Huge grab there from Madison Heist. Big physicality. And the Eurostars knew that that's what they needed to exploit in this match. They needed to exploit their athleticism. And Katie for again and again with some exceptional Ds. We saw one there, but that wasn't my favourite. I'm hoping that's going to come up soon. And again, Michelle absolutely flying. Huge physical game from both of these teams. Lots of flair. But I think the defense in this game, Katie Forth made some really pivotal plays. Full extension, tipping the disc over the top out of Mercer's hands in the end zone at one point. And as I was saying on the commentary before, has had a really fascinating career in physiology. She's worked with elite athletes and NASA, and knows exactly how to use her body. So here we have it, coming back into the second half, with the Eurostars having taken the half 8-7 against the current world champions, 2 weeks fresh from having those gold medals hung around their necks. They're now trailing in this Pro America's Cup second game. And I can't wait to see what they're going to bring to this in the second half. Eurostars there, getting lots of hands on skin. They've had an incredible first half. And Bex Forth, the captain, is very aware of the importance of keeping momentums in games like this. And this is a crucial moment for the Eurostars. What a wonderful showcase for the Eurostars players. We have 8 new players on this team, including the likes of Sarah Melvin and Lasma Kubitska, who we've seen take lots of points in these first 2 games. And these are players that have come from countries with not particularly strong teams, not the opportunity to play at the high level all the time when your national team, your club team doesn't make those quarter-final spots. But here they have that stage, and my, how they are working it. So we have Ryan starting the second half on offense.
Ooh.
And I welcome back my superstar co-commentator, Gabby, a little bit out of breath.
Very sweaty right now.
Great job out there, mate.
Oh,
I was
thank
mother henning you up here. So Eurostars managing to squeeze up the line, for threading it through to have these tight handler marks. Things are getting very close to the disc.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice inside.
Lovely inside look there from Bass, screaming through, puncturing a hole. Bass always looking expansively, but showing great patience. And here's Maya. It's her turn to look expansively and hits Katie Forth in the end zone. Sails that disc in front for her to just calmly run down. And we see Eurostars taking a 2-point margin out of the half and keeping that momentum that I was saying at the beginning point was so important. They are going to be absolutely thrilled with that point. So yeah, Gabby, as you were running back up the stairs,
Yeah.
we were just reflecting coming into this half. It was 8-7. The Eurostars up against the current world champions.
9-7 now.
9-7 now.
They're having a strong start to the second
Yeah.
half already.
Was this what you expected?
No, not at all. But still, it's game's not over.
Absolutely not.
Both teams
Absolutely
are
not.
still fighting.
Yeah, I'm going to let myself get a little bit carried away. This is a hugely exciting performance. But Riot will be all fired up to put things to amends. As the row line comes out, looks like they're going for a pool play of sorts. We see Eurostars coming down again in a zone.
Ooh, it's really close right
Really
there.
need to get across faster to plug those deep shots. They've done a good job of doing so.
Bryce doing a really nice job finding the spaces and swinging them. Nice look from Jack.
Yeah, great. Great swing there. And there's that hole punctured through.
Oh, and a nice
phenomenal layout grab.
grab.
Lindsay Wilson there with a full extension layout
Ooh.
to keep the disc in play. Right, I've got it to the other side of the pitch now.
Oh, that was a nice.
Floating lovely outside in. Into corner. 23, Amy Kawhi. Oh, game face from Amy there.
Nice. A nice layout grab.
Jack Verjeu, a lot of pressure on Jack Verjeu there in a real tight spot, but again, very
She
effortless.
didn't have to move.
Effortless.
You can see Riot's flow just finding pockets and like holes, just getting it off their hands, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Great precision in all of Riot's throws. So Riot, well on the heels of the Eurostars, as we'd expect, bringing that score to 9-8. And we have this defensive line looking to get level Peggins. Big pull there from Riot.
Oh, and a
Maya
putt already.
Milik straight away for the deep shot.
Oh!
Asking a lot there of Katie Forth, being sandwiched by two big, strong Riot players. And this is the break that Riot are looking for.
Ooh, nice round.
Really lovely around there.
Oh, nice save. Oh, guessing it was out.
Great spirit from Riot there. They've done a fantastic job of swinging it round to that break side, but unfortunately, Nora Landry there just not quite managing to keep her toes in on the line, and that's a turnover. So Milik again with the disc. Ushering that hander cut up the line. Great fluidity there for Forth to come back and receive it in the middle. And Ines Brujel fires it to the end zone again. That Portuguese-Spanish connection brings home the goods. And finds Isa Prada Gutierrez again, streaking free of her defender in the end zone. Fantastic point there from the Eurostars, and here we have the score 10-8. They managed to maintain a 2-point lead. A real shame there for Riot though. Just unfortunate, a little bit too tight on the line. The flow was looking really lovely.
It's amazing how comparing the Eurostars roster and the numbers they have compared to Riot, just how much harder the Eurostars have to work hard and grind.
Right. And I think it does work in their favour in many respects, having been a team that's been put together without much time to train, having a slightly smaller rosters, everyone's getting a lot of pitch time and makes it quicker to find those connections. But it's a long 2.5 weeks. So here we have, ooh, great hustle there from Bexforth, big straight up mark, getting some fingers wobbling that disc, but Riot is still forging forward. Another calm Jack Verjoen.
Right in the front of the end zone.
Opening up that break side. Swinging it back round with that flat mark and the huge wingspan of Dina Demanskaya, 6 foot tall Russian, who actually won gold in the World Beach Championships last year against America. Yeah. Just gets her fingertips to that disc. It's Demanska that picks it up, finding Yanni Kappelmann in the centre straight away. Great patience from Yanni. Again, Eurostars know that they've worked hard for this 2-point advantage, but that's just a really unfortunate drop there from Nikki Priyan. Right, pushing forward with Zoe on the disc. Great break there.
Oh, little fobble there.
Oh, and again, Demanskaya with that big reach.
Oh, a strip was called, probably? A foul.
Yeah, a foul of sorts. On China Titko, I believe. Let's have a look at that replay. Seems to be quite clean. The angle is that Demanskaya's hand is in front of Titcombe, so it's quite hard to tell, but the turnover stands. Great spirit from Riot. Just finding Yanni Kappelmann again in the middle.
Oh, miscommunication.
Miscommunication there, easily swallowed up by Riot. Well, I can't see who, but they've streaked straight to the end zone. Swinging it round.
Oh, and another miscommunication.
A jinky cut, which got her free, but unfortunate miscommunication there. Both teams rushing a little. I think it's needs to calm down a bit. But
another putt.
I say that as Demanskaya, but it's a sensational rip of a throw. And unfortunately, again, miscommunication there has generated a turnover. 2 free Eurostars players, but they seem to have distracted each other. And Kublitsa got her hands to it, but it's just macked off into the sideline, and
a timeout
comes Riot again, who call a very, very sensible timeout.
Seattle Riot. 2-point game, 10-8.
So both teams there making quite a few errors in this point.
Yeah.
If you're in that Riot huddle right now, what words were you expecting to be hearing?
Probably just to like stay calm, you know, not to rush anything. You got 10 seconds to get the disc off your hands, and to not like hesitate, you know. Stay calm, stay chill, and trust your teammates.
Yeah, I think that's just there's a lot of rushing. That feels a bit. I feel like
Jitters,
jittery, yeah, fidgety. I'm getting like fidgety vibes from the pitch. There's a lot of desire and determination, and it's just kind of misfiring. And that's it. Just everyone's trying really hard.
Yeah.
But everyone needs to be on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that over enthusiasm that everyone's showing that's kind of just putting them all off. So just a really, really sensible timeout called by Jack Vajot. Just take a breath, rein it in, so we'll get back on the same page and get those points on the board. So we should probably explain why Riot aren't wearing the Team America kit that we saw on the flags in the opening ceremony, and we saw Madison Heist sporting them on Tuesday. These very, very snazzy kits have been brought to us kindly by Breakforce Ultimate, and we won't be seeing them in Seattle, nor San Fran or Boston, just because of the existing sponsorship ties that these teams have. But we'll be sure to see them again when we touch down in Atlanta. So play restarts. Seeing strong flat marks again from Eurostars, really not wanting to let Riot get those big deep discs up.
Ooh.
But really lovely break there.
Nice undercuts.
And this
and a
flow
rip.
is pretty unstoppable now, and here they hit a jubilant Jack Vajot.
Smiles on Jack's face.
With the Seattle Riot score.
Great point there from Riot.
I think that was Julia Snyder.
Beautiful.
That's perfect.
You can see just a leaping Nikki Priyan trying to intercept that, but it just tails away from her perfectly. And what a brilliantly called timeout there from Jack Vajot,
Yeah.
who also reels it in for the score. So here we have it now, 10-9. Eurostars Riot clawing back those points. The game is far from over, as we would expect from the caliber of the world champions. An amazing display from this Eurostars team. A team that, as we said, has come together only 5 days ago.
Incredible.
Little Bass on the disc. Looking for that break side, but finds Scrampy on the open. Maya Milik and hits a free Sarah Melvin coming under. Again, and Eurostars looking really fluid on these undercuts. Stalling a bit at the end zone. You can see.
Ooh, just a lot of patience.
Great working around the end zone. Fantastic play from the Eurostars. Great patience. You can see Milik there on the line, kind of ushering some handler movement, but popped it around and exploited that break side to perfection.
They just so much ease.
Making it look really great. So what do you think the Riot defense has to do to slow this Eurostars fluidity down?
Probably play tight D, and have really tight under defense, because noticing that the Euros just been going a lot unders and having a lot of big swings, and once they find the little pockets into the holes, they just shoot it deep.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long season for Riot, and they've just come off the back of the World Championships, where they've obviously been aiming to peak. Definitely reached 5th gear at the right time, but maybe just with a slightly smaller roster as well than what they're used to. Those extra legs might be a little bit missed, but like I said, only a 2-point margin, and it's certainly not game over. Absolutely not. So, managing to find disc into the opposite half quite quickly.
Nice gain yardages right there.
Some fierce upfield cutting. There's Priyan was pulling off the poach there, but didn't quite get it. Right now, getting a little bit flustered on the end zone, but a scuba's been sent to the back corner to completely free Rachel Bradshaw. Some excellent flair there as the stall count was getting higher.
Just look at that.
From Paige Soper there, Diddy as she's known, one of the captains on this Riot squad. Always has options right until the end. Trusting that her teammates are going to be in the right place, even when the stall count gets high. She knows they're going to be there. Sorry, apologies. They know that they're going to be there. So in the commentary tonight, we are trying our hardest to be very conscious of our pronouns.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I've made a few slip-ups this evening.
Okay, we make mistakes.
But Riot this evening are all choosing to have their pronouns as they, them, and they want to. This is to acknowledge that they want to change the tone of sports commentary in general and make it trying to normalize the language that we use, so that sports and society in general is a welcoming and safe space for everyone. Maya Milik with the disc again, and we see a kind of a zone handlery loose thing, which is now dropping into man as Eurostars edge up the pitch.
Ooh, that was a nice,
what a tasty break there. Unfortunately, a
pick
pick stops the play. But that is a characteristic Lucy Hotel throw. There's plenty of evidence on Facebook.
The inside low backhand, that was just...
And there's that little like cheeky bounce as well.
I can't even get
There's
that low.
something inside of me that flutters when I see a throw like that. Crit pop off from Bass to Milik again. Really tight cutting there, but manages to lay it off to Brigel. And a stop in play upfield, potentially a foul or a pick. Either way, Katie Forth is on the floor, but she's up again. Bass checking the disc in. And Scrampy leading it into the end zone for Brigel to reel in, making the score 13-10 to the Eurostars. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to get ahead of myself. Like, Eurostars are 2 points away from beating the current world champions. What a turn up for the books. What a slick performance.
With ease. I'm gonna put this backhand out. Just let them score, you know?
I'm just gonna put this here. Wow. What a great performance from this Eurostars team.
Hopefully, Riot can put this one in the bag. I hope.
I'm absolutely not writing them off, but my heart's beating a lot faster than it was a few minutes ago. Wowee. I'm genuinely tingling.
Oh my gosh. this game has amped up a lot.
Really has.
With the pull.
It's a huge pull, I think, from Dimenskaya. We've got
Wow.
her huge presence back on the pitch.
Ooh, nice. Oh! Nice attempted
Really
bid.
great bid there, but that was a quick turn and an unfortunate one that Eurostars will be looking to capitalise on, the getting bodies down the pitch real quick. It's important to keep it calm. I'm definitely not calm.
Calm down, Charlie. Calm down.
No. And Roby
Oh,
there
nice
with
up.
no pressure on the. And again! Oh!
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I got too excited.
Don't apologise. Don't apologise. Sorry.
I got too
Oh
excited.
my days! What a point for Roby there with no mark on for quite some time.
I'm so sorry.
Never
Just got too
apologise
excited.
for the excitement.
Ooh,
Look
that
at that
close,
full extension
close
grab from Beck's fourth and just unable to get her fingertips to it.
Oh.
Riot playing calm. Nicely
Ooh.
slotting it up the open side. The Eurostars really need to get bodies back behind this disc now as they approach the end zone. An unfortunate misthrow and unfortunately can't be backed up as it flies out of the end of the end zone.
I can't sit still. I can't sit still. This is
Very
exciting.
It's a wriggly moment, isn't it? Blimey. Sky walking the disc back up. And Eurostar setting up in a quite a shallow horizontal stack. But we've got Kelly
Nice
Johnson
ball.
from Riot sitting out there deep, looking to eat up any deep shots that go up. Up to Ferolfi up the line, wanting to use that momentum to send it to the end zone, but no one ready.
Oh, pick,
Pick called.
pick, 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 picks.
Pick, 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 pick. Again, so some discussion on the pitch, as like we explained before, a pick will happen when there's a collision between players. Normally it's just cuts, crossing past of each other, and it can be your own teammate that gets in the way of the player that you're trying to mark, and you're then at a disadvantage, and that needs to be rectified, so play stops if you call a pick. Onyeka Capelman slotting it down the sideline, there's two Eurostars players, and Ferolfi is there!
She spikes that
Managing
down.
to toe the line. Ferolfi got that glory. Eklund was there to make sure.
And that was a break for the Eurostars.
And a break from this fantastic Eurostars D-line.
See this replay? She gets that in and then steps right out. Oh, excitement spikes the
Look at
disc.
that buzz. Wowee.
Man.
Hot dang, as you were saying over here.
There's a lot of
Again.
excitement right now.
So some serious words from Bex. This is super exciting, but I would be a complete mess on that pitch at my excitement levels right now. And Bex fourth, making sure that that the Eurostars are staying calm, so that they see out this game with a win. So Eurostars only 2 points away now from taking home the win against Seattle Riot, current world champions.
Oh. What a pull.
Looking for that long, but Milik up the line plugging. Joe again with the disc. Oh, nice option up the line. Swinging
Nice.
it round to the break side.
To space. Ooh! Again, Jack
Really great
Virtue.
offensive point.
for a quick Riot score. Team America 11, Team Europe 13.
Always gotta smile.
Happy with that point, Gabby?
Yes. Yes, it looks beautiful. Look at that.
The America's Pro Cup. Lucky
Smiles.
Grass is the official kit and bag supplier. Friction Gloves, the official gloves supplier.
Yeah, a really strong point there from Riot.
And 50-50,
Very quick point,
the official
very solid.
water bottle supplier.
Definitely not out of this. So tell me more about the Age Up Ultimate program you're involved with, Gabby.
Well, I did it my 8th grade year. You know, we just talked about like classism and like racism and like marginalism and like how that separates the South End community from like the North End and like how it impacts us as like a community. And it's just fun to know that like you aren't alone in like this whole situation and that there's other people out there and like still like want to talk about it and also just want to have fun and play Frisbee
Cool.
with everybody in the community.
Fantastic project. So here we have Eurostars on offense. I've got Stephanie Lim kind of eating up that space in the middle, but dropping to a solid man now.
Oh, nice.
Huge!
Oh, she
Cannonball
gets it.
shot from Sky. Oh my days!
Nice.
I mean, that is essentially 3/4 of the pitch, looping it around to Beck's fourth. It's acres of space.
Wow.
What vision!
What a put.
What a put! Perfectly sailed in.
Break mark is
Man.
It's 14-11. 14-11 to the Eurostars. 1
Charlie's
point
getting too
away.
excited. Charlie's getting too excited, guys.
Very sweaty, very sweaty. It's such a cool evening. This is the first opportunity I've had to put on my long sleeve since we've been here. Actually, really appreciated the relief of the Seattle weather at the moment. It was a very, very muggy Madison experience.
Your Stars have one more to put it in the bags.
So this is our line again, filled with our South European contingent. We've got
Fans want to invite you after the game.
Lucy Hotel,
Go ahead
representing
and come down to
Spain.
the field and participate in the
Nish
team
Bugel
spirit
from
circle.
Portugal.
Once the game is over,
Also
we
France
invite you to
Grand
join
Prix
us
of
on the field.
Luxembourg there of the pool.
What a pull.
Great pool. Almost as far as Dimanskaya's put just there.
And a putt.
Here we go. The deep shot long. We got
Oh, and it
Bass
is
trying
brought
to
down.
chase it down. She's managed to get the force on. Milik's there. Tick home squaring up to Milik, trying to get that around. Milik doing an exceptional job. Violation called.
Oh.
Laying it back off to Titcombe. Again,
See the patience.
Riot contained by the strong handler marks of Milik and Skarampi. Great work from Milik again, but
Ooh.
brilliantly put there from Titcombe into the end zone.
Wilson in the end zone for the Seattle Riot
That was some nice
score.
handler movement from
12-14.
Gina and Lucy Williams. A lot of patience and a lot of back and forth, but they still managed to make it work.
Absolutely, there was some high stall counts, a lot of hustling, but keeping it calm, as you would expect from these two players. So So that brings the score now to 14-12. Right, still in the game, but they're now having to keep themselves in it on a defensive point. And again, what a turn up for the books. Exceptional performance from the Eurostars side, and I think that last point just demonstrated, I think, where this game has been won. It's that incredibly intense defense.
Yeah.
We've seen many a block, lots of hand blocks. Forcing this Riot side to pick up their pace, and slightly, we've seen a fair few overthrows from this Riot team. Exceptional ball.
Nice
Really
ball.
on the line of the end zone there. Let's go find Bex in the middle. She goes up the line, but only to make space for Yanni Kaupelman.
Oh, watch.
And
Oh.
Eklund winds up.
Ooh.
I thought that was it. I thought that was on.
Oh!
But Olivia Hauser takes the shot.
Wow!
And there it is!
There it
Olivia Hauser
is!
sends it to Bexwolf. He brings her home. And that is a Eurostars win against the current world champions, Seattle Riot.
To join us here in Seattle against world champions.
Ah!
Well, to the Eurostars 15 and
Charlie's
Team
excited,
So
guys. Everybody.
monumentally proud of this Eurostars team. A team of unknowns. This is a team that,
For you all here tonight.
these are faces, these are new faces for lots of people around the world. Lots of people watching these streams.
Most definitely.
These are not players that most people are familiar with. And this is exactly why this tour exists, because there are players in Europe that are of phenomenal talent
Charlie, your pizza's here.
and have just not had the opportunity to have the stage to prove it. And exactly why Bex put this Eurostars tour together. There's lots of players in his teams that have played in club teams that place maybe in the 20s in Wales. I know, for example, Yanni Kappelman and Olivia Hauser, they played together on FAB,
Fans, let's hear it for your
Switzerland-based
hometown
team.
Seattle Riot,
Nikki
representing
Prien,
Team America
she
here
plays for
today.
Seagulls. I think the highest placing European team was Brilliance,
Congrats on the
which
recent World
Dina
Championship.
Damanskaya and Francesca
And
Sriak
let's hear it
represented on.
for Team Europe, the Eurostars.
But as you can see,
Victorious tonight.
they've not had the opportunity, any of these European teams, to break into that top 8, let alone the top 10.
Everyone out
And
there
therefore these players haven't had that chance to prove themselves. And
inspiring
by forming this
ultimate
all-star
tonight.
team,
Please join the teams on the field to congratulate them and join them in a spirit
the
circle.
quality speaks for
And
itself.
thank
Look
you
at that.
all for coming out here
15-12.
tonight. Enjoy.
Eurostars 4, Pro America's Cup points. Team America still yet to make it on the board. And what a strong way to enter this weekend's game against San Francisco Fury. What are your thoughts on this game, Gabby?
Pretty shocked. I was rooting for Seattle all the way, but it was a really, really fun game to watch. Seeing both teams battle it and seeing the intensity each team brought after every point and how they fought throughout each point and how how the players gave it their all. And it's just like their bids here, skies here, rounds here, and it was amazing to
Oh my
watch.
days, you said it. I mean, I can't wait for this highlight reel.
I can't wait either.
Do you have a play in your head that stands out?
Ooh, too many to count. I'd probably have to say when one of the Eurostars players was shot deep and then tried to attempt the layout.
Right.
Yeah.
That was, I think, for Rolfie. I can't remember who she was trying to hit, but it macked off their hands.
Yeah,
I think it might have been
I got really
Kubitska,
scared.
right? And huge. I mean, I think at that point, that would have made it 14.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was so
hugely
intense.
thrilling point. Unfortunately, Bex wasn't able to bring it down, but it really just encapsulates
Yeah.
the incredible athleticism of this game. And so here we have all the players now gathered together in a spirit circle, They'll be exchanging thoughts with each other about at the end of the game, and there's an effort here to include the crowd. This is normally something that happens just amongst teams. The captains will both normally share their reflections of the game and commend their opponents for their performance. But in this scenario, we've formed a kind of horseshoe U-shapes. We really want the crowd to be involved in this moment and have that engagement with the players. A really important part of this tour. This tour really is about visibility and engagement. We really want this to be as interactive an experience as possible. We want as many people as possible to know about it, because all of this contributes to legitimising how incredible women's ultimate is, and getting the recognition and value that it deserves.
Yeah.
And once more women in ultimate have that value, it only makes our voices stronger and louder. So just before we wrap up proceedings here, it's my pleasure to just thank all our sponsors that were involved in bringing you this tour. Obviously the wonderful Fulcrum Media for the live streaming that you're going to have over the next couple of weeks. Thank you to Lucky Grass, our official kit and bag suppliers of the Eurostars. Big thanks to Discraft, our official disc supplier. Friction Gloves, 50/50 for our beautiful luminous water bottles that you can see a couple of here in the shot. Breakmark for the official Team America teams, which, as we said, haven't seen sported today, but we'll see them again when we touch down in Atlanta. Takei for our cleats. Greatest for the really snazzy ultimate bags. I've been eyeing them up since I got here. Just so you know that you can actually receive a 10% discount online if you use the Eurostars code, so be sure to make the most of that. And lastly, thank you to Del Wilker Sports Boards for our field scoreboard, and Porterfield for our official field lines. So we're just about to wrap up proceedings here in Seattle. I'm lost for words. I'm so flippin' happy. What an astonishing performance from both teams, but really just so utterly proud of Europe showcasing some of the best ultimate out there in the world that you can see. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Gabby.
Yes, pleasure being here.
And enjoy the highlights of this game. I'll see you in San Francisco on Saturday. Please tune in, 7 p.m. Central Time. Should work out at 3 p.m. Central European Time. Everyone in Europe will be staying up for this, I am sure. Have a good one, guys. See you soon.